An elderly Thai immigrant dies after being shoved to the ground, and Filipino-American is slashed in the face with the box cutter. A Chinese woman is slapped and then set on fire. They did nothing but just being ancient. The member of this presentation includes me, Marvin, Fiat, Ming, and BB. We are from 1104. Today our video will be about Stop Ancient Hate. I see that you are interested in it, huh? So let's get into our well-researched video. Ming, please tell us about the overview of it. How did it start? What is the first event that created the Stop Ancient Hate revolt?
Thank you, Marvin. Now we will take a look at the overview of Asian hate. So first, I will talk about the Asian hate in the history. So the first one is the Anti-Coolie Act in 1862. Started from Chinese immigrant that came to work in California, America. So they were called the coolies. The coolies are low-wage laborer. So that's why a lot of people started using them as a worker, because they were paid less than white laborers, and that caused a lot of people to accuse them that they are stealing white people's work. The next one is the Chinese massacre in 1871. In Los Angeles, about 500 people that are Americans and Hispanic went into the Chinese district, and they assaulted, robbed, and also murdered a lot of Chinese people in that area. A lot of people died from this incident. When the mob ran out of rope, they started to use a piece of clothing to hang the victim instead. How did the Asian hate movement started? So it started from Mr. Wicha Ratanaphakdi. He's a Thai American. So it started because of the coronavirus. So this pandemic happened around 2 to 3 years ago. Mr. Wicha was on his way back to his house when he got vaccinated, and he got attacked and he passed away later. So this incident happened on 28th January of 2021 in San Francisco. These are two cases that are also caused by the coronavirus. The first one is Tani. She's Thai American. Started in the 1st February 2021 in Los Angeles. She was on a subway and she got told by a man to go back to China. The next one is Jonathan Mock. He is a Singaporean. He got attacked by a group of people on 24th February of 2022 in London. So the event that supports Stop Asian Hate movement, it was Miss Universe 2021, Miss Singapore. So the one who wore the nightgown that wrote in Stop Asian Hate is Miss Bernadette Bell-Ong. The next presenter is Fiat.
Oh, thanks, Ming. Now we'll take a look at the topic that I do.
Okay, so how did COVID affect Stop Asian Hate revolt? Let's see how it started. Basically, coronavirus or COVID-19 were discovered in Wuhan, China in a fish market in late December of 2019. So that's where they get the 19 from. Okay, at first the COVID was like SARS or something like that. Okay, the virus itself spread rapidly across the world. Due to the fact that COVID started in Asia, China, other people, like the people in other country that's not in Asia, start to hate the Asian for making their life worse from COVID. And the other things too. Some are racist, some are just following the others. And then the Asian hate start rising everywhere in the world. Not just the white people country, that's what I read, but it's everywhere. Just case that Asian people got assaulted and killed. So I'll explain these in steps, 3 steps. So 1, big racism everywhere to Asian people getting attacked. Okay, let's go to number 3. The Asians start to fight for their right. And the COVID thing, it's just not the Asian fault. No one wants it to happen. It's just something that can happen anytime, anywhere.
Now, Marvin, can you please tell us about the statistic of Asian hate victims?
Thank you, Fiat, for those useful informations. Now let us continue with the topic of the Asian hate crime rates. How much has Asian hate crimes rates increased? According to FBI data, using the reference from ABC News, hate crimes against people of Asian heritage or those people who relate to Asia increased by 76% in 2020. There were 279 hate crime incidents against Asian people in 2020 and up to 158 in 2019. However, according to the NBC News or another references, Asian American directed hate crime increased in all but 2 among some of the largest US cities. Now let us take a look at the table according to the NBC News. This table includes the city names, the number of anti-Asian hate crimes in 2019, as well as the number of anti-Asian hate crimes in 2020. For New York City, it increased by 9 times, around that. So from 3 cases in 2019 increased to be 28 cases of anti-Asian hate crimes in 2020. So we can see that it grows a lot. And in Los Angeles, from 7 to be 15, Boston 6 to be 14, Seattle 9 to be 12, etc. So we can see that COVID-19 is one of the factors that help support these crimes, since many Europeans, some Europeans blame those ancient people for the COVID-19. Next, BB will tell us about how could we stop this hate crime.
Wow, the rate had increased a lot. Thanks for telling us, Marvin. Now let's take a look at my topic. To finalize our presentation, let's end it up with the question of how can we stop Asian hate? Basically, Asian hate is one type of racism that happens in the societies. And in order to change someone's mind or thought, it wasn't that easy, we all know. But we can still start with some little movement. First is recognize the existence of racism. To stop the hate, we need to understand why the hate happens and how is the effect of it. Recognizing racism means that we now know that the inequality is happening in the societies and we won't normalize them. If we won't normalize them, means that the racism will not be accepted in the societies. People won't just ignore if the racism is happening in front of them. They will start to help the people who have been racist, and the racism will slowly disappear from the societies. Next is the education. This is one of the most important key factor in the racism. Education didn't only help gaining book knowledge, but also improve people's point of view and mind toward each other. By meeting and communicating with different type of friends, as well as teachers and people in the school, people will slowly understand the unique in each person and unconsciously accept it. Means that racism will slowly disappear as well. And this last one, the empathy and humanities. This is the very important as well. Gaining empathy and understanding humanity is one of the most effective ways to stop racism. The empathy and humanity makes us have manner towards each other, and the manner leads to the act of not judging people or even letting your opinion control how you treat other people.